First of all, remember that the governing class, the managerial class, are so immature that they're changing my voice and my image, and that couldn't possibly be the Spirit of God. So we know immediately that anybody in the culture that's allowed is not in the Spirit of God. Immediately. No questions. I won't even entertain the possibility that that's not the case, because it's ridiculous. And I also won't entertain the possibility that you can cast down the Spirit of God. It's stupid. Okay. So what we see here is warding versus drawing. And they're horny devils. A key motive of people who refuse to obey God, and certainly of the governing class and the managerial class, is being horny devils. We see it in their wars, their porn, their sexualized culture, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, rap, classical arrogance, insisting on the most healthy and attractive women as the lowest forms of life on the planet, the governing class trash. I won't entertain the possibility that the governing class are anything but the lowest forms of life on the planet. It's very simple. Okay? These people are so sick that they like to confuse that obvious fact. John 4:23. Before we get into it, think about the fact that I'm not welcome in the ghettos, right? A bunch of criminals that want to rob me and take advantage of me. A bunch of chicks want me to settle. A bunch of gays want to rape me. Middle class, same thing. Just in their middle class way. They don't want me around. Think about Almaden and Palo Alto. Their attractive daughters don't want to date me. You know, people between 22 and 40 will say 45. They don't want to date me. They're evil. They're conformists. Okay? Their spirit is non-receptivity to moral precision. If your spirit doesn't receive moral precision as the highest quality in someone and cast down the idea of financial stability or money, you are a sick, worldly, sick puppy. Especially in 2021, you should know way, 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 way better. John 4:23. Yet a time is coming and has now come when the true worshipers will worship the Father in the Spirit and in truth, for they are the kind of worshipers the Father seeks. Okay? The true children of God worship God in truth, not in a culture that's allowed, not trying to play it off, not assimilating and pretending that they're working it from the inside. That is Satan's main argument, is that you should assimilate to the New World Order. That's their argument, and work it from the inside. God is spirit, and his worshipers must worship in the Spirit and in truth. They must worship in the Spirit and in truth, in the spirit of righteousness, moral precision, focus, moral intensity, and in truth. That's why they change my image and my tone of voice to confuse you about God's Spirit, because that's what jealous, racist, white Jews and LGBT groups that have been harassing me do. And token minorities, right? They dress up like Masons and cops and military and corporate guys, and they speak differently like white people, called being whitewashed and so on and so forth, because that's what oppressors do. They say you have freedom of speech, don't give it to you. They say you have freedom of expression, they don't give it to you. They say you have the right to love who you want to love, and then they brainwash you with their bitch-ass cultures, okay? You're an idiot if you don't know that I'm right. You're a sick fuck if you don't know immediately that I'm right, and I say this because it's the truth. John 16:33. I have told you these things so that in me, you will have peace. In this world, you will have trouble. But take heart, I have overcome the world. So the Spirit of God is knowing that the cultures of the world are evil. 1 John 2:15. Don't love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in him. Don't love the ghetto. Don't love the middle class. Don't love the suburbs. Don't love the rural area. Don't love the rich area. These people are scum. Don't love their schools, their police stations. Don't love their TV channels. Don't love anything that they allow, because they are fucking scum. Okay? If you don't know that, you are sick person. If you keep reproducing, you are sick. Read Luke 23 over again and again and again until you get that the vine is dry after I die, okay? And we're leading up to that. Why would you breed in anticipation of my death, okay, knowing that righteousness couldn't possibly exist? That's sick. I resent it. It's sick. Okay, now let's go to Isaiah 18:2. Let's see what they have to say about black people. The people who historically were the main people doing God's work, or the closest thing to it. Logic will tell us that immediately and definitively. Martin Luther King, while the white man was persecuting blacks, very few of them marched with Martin Luther King. And who was the leader? A black guy. Okay? The black churches, the Soul Brothers, the hypocrisy of the white areas. And I'm part white, part black. I'm a fair judge. You people aren't. Okay? I judge with the spirit of sound judgment. You people don't. or else you wouldn't cheat me out of my right to lead. It's sick. That's sick. That's sick. Isaiah 18:2. Okay, we see various versions describing black people, the people that they unfairly treat, the people that they would describe as they trample on and pretend that their race is superior, subtly and otherwise. Some of them say flat out as white supremacists. Some of them say it subtly as complicit with these despicable cultures that that make the structure of the white power structure. Like I have to explain this to you. Like you don't know this already. Like you don't all know that you're doing something seriously wrong. A bunch of things wrong. They describe as terrible, fear, despised, and downtrodden. Okay? Strong and brutal, powerful, harsh, oppressive, aggressive. Okay? You put this all together, it's confusing. These are different translations. They all describe black people in a sense, but which ones? Some of them are oppressive, not all of them. Some of them are awesome, right? Awesome is, I forgot to add that one, awesome. Okay? Some are strong and beautiful, powerful, spiritually powerful. Some of them are worldly powerful. I'm the last spiritually powerful one ever, period. You're an idiot if you don't know that. If you look at Debo from Friday, or some of these news people, or these scientists, you think they're spiritually powerful? You're a sick fuck. You look at these new age people, these voodoo people, you're insane if you think they're spiritually powerful. Spiritually powerful is only for true martial artists. Other people just share in their spirit, and I'm the last one ever. Okay? So the New International Version, let's look at Isaiah 18:1 to put it in context. Woe to the land of wearing rings along the rivers of Cush. Another translation is Ethiopia, which sends envoys by sea in papyrus boats over the water. Go swift messengers to a people smooth skin, to a people feared far and wide, an aggressive nation of strange speech whose land is divided by waters. It's a very short chapter, but I don't want to take too long. It's already 7 minutes. It talks about how they're going to trample these people, extract the attractive women and the bootlicking fucking Carltons, and then start to argue that Jewish and white supremacy. That is the purpose of Isaiah 18, okay? The chapter. The Bible is a book of worldly supremacy and screening out the righteous. In its chapters, we see things that are logically true, okay? Is it wrong? Are you supposed to walk in the way of righteousness and justice to go to heaven? Yes, they put things in there that are true. But the main purpose is to confuse you. That's why there's many translations you have to put together. And it's already a thick book as it is, and it's already confusing as it is. But you have to go through different translations and piece it together. Most people don't have the time to do that. They just follow the crowd and are abused. And nobody effectively ever does it in their life. So what's the purpose of this book? To use, abuse, and confuse.